Hello guys, so you might have found yourself in a situation where you need to use a custom icon in your SwiftUI application. I'm gonna show you the easiest and fastest way to get a custom SVG into your application. So for example, here I have the default SwiftUI application that Xcode generates. And let's say we want to switch this globe icon for something else. And the most common place you will likely want to import your icon from is Figma or any other design application. So in Figma here, I have two icons. I'll show you later what's the difference between them, but let's take this one. So it is really important that you select the consistent frame of your icon and not the shape inside. So don't select the two shapes inside of the icon, just select the frame, since it affects how the icon will be sized and positioned. Then I will right click and select copy as SVG. And I will open this application that I wrote and paste the SVG code in on the left side and click convert. Then I will also be able to copy the result that I got. I will also link this app in the description if you want to use it. Now switching to Xcode, I will create a new file. And it will be a Swift file, and I will name it my icon. And you can paste your icon here. You will also want to import SwiftUI since it's needed for the icon code. And now we can use the icon in our application. We can comment out the original globe icon and use my icon here. And what you will see is that it's sized incorrectly. So we want to set the correct width and height. We're going to use frame function for this. So the width will be, let's say 24, height also 24. And this will look a lot like the original globe. Now the only difference is the color, and we can change that by using fill function, and it will be available on the icon itself before you use frame. And we can say tint, and it's exactly the same as the original. So it's that easy to get your icon in the app. Now let's look at the other icon that I showed and see what's the difference here. So if you look closely, this icon is using stroke instead of fill. So if we look here, it's using fill, and this icon uses stroke. And basically, we cannot use fill function on this icon, but we can still use it in our app. So I will copy SVG, paste it here, convert, copy result, and I will create another icon. I will import SwiftUI and name my icon icon2. And switching back to the main view, I can use my second icon. I will frame it the same way as before. And you can see that something is really wrong here. And the reason is that we need to use stroke instead of fill. So as you can see, once we use stroke, it's fixed. But there is a slight issue. The lines look really thin, and we can fix this by using stroke style within the stroke function. This function accepts a parameter called line width, which we can set to 2. And we will also want to provide style parameter. And you can see that this is way better, but it also looks slightly too rough on the edges. And this is because we want to also provide a line cap, which should be round, and line join, which should also be round. And you can see that now it's way better. It's rounded on the edges and the ends. And just cleaning this up slightly, this is how you use this icon. For more complex icons, this app might not produce perfect results yet, so you might need to convert sections of your icon manually. So you might need to convert this line separately from other lines, but in general it should be way easier to do it, especially with the amount of code you need to use to implement custom shapes. Also, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is the fastest way, but there's also kind of correct way by using SF Symbols app. You can create a custom SF symbol by using this guide. And as you can see, there's a lot of content here that you can go through to understand how to create an SF symbol. It goes through all the multicolor stuff, all the dynamic sizing and so on. So you can go through all of this. It's quite well documented. And you can create an SF symbol. But as you can see, it's quite an involved process. So in real life work, when you need to get your app built and used by real users, fastest solution is usually the best. So this is where my app comes in, and it solves your problem really quickly. So hopefully you know how to get any SVG icon into SwiftUI application now. If this video helped you in any way, consider subscribing, and I will be making much more coding videos that you won't want to miss. Bye.